Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I hope your day, your week, and your weekend have been going very well so far. This is Clash of the Titans, the show where we go through each and every ranked on ranked matchup throughout the entire college football season, giving you deeper insight, deeper analysis, but more importantly, more picks in all of these big time matchups. In today's video, we have a big time Big Ten clash between number 9 ranked Illinois going on the road taking on number 19 ranked Indiana. Massive implications for both the college football playoff and the Big Ten championship. But more importantly, guys, and as always, I got some great picks to go ahead and share with you. But first, as always, people, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. By the way, guys, this is one of 3 Clash of the Titans videos released on the channel this week. We also broke down Texas Tech, Utah, and Auburn, Oklahoma. So if you missed those videos, they're already on the channel. Make sure to go ahead and check those out, as well as our full Week 4 college football pick slate video, which is also out on the channel. So make sure to go ahead and check out all the college football content we have coming out this week that's already out on the channel. And yeah, if you haven't already, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. One more thing, guys, before we dive into the picks, comment down below who you think is going to win this big time showdown between Illinois and Indiana. Are you rocking with Illinois, or are you rocking with the home team, with the Hoosiers here? What do you guys like in this game? What do you not like? Go ahead and sound off in the comments down below what you think about this game. It's going to be a good one, I think. All right, guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the picks. And starting off right away, our first pick in today's video, we're going with the road team. We're going with the underdog here. Despite the fact that the higher ranked team, we're going with Illinois plus 7.5 on the spread. I'm grabbing this for minus 136 over on FanDuel. Now, the actual line itself is 6.5. I'm basically buying an extra point and putting it to 7.5, which I think is a very key number in this spot. If you guys have watched my videos before, you'll know I do that all the time. I always usually buy a point, sometimes even 2 points towards a total, a spread, a player prop, just to give me some extra value and a better chance of hitting. Although the odds, I guess the extra value wouldn't exactly be the right terminology, because you actually lose in terms of the odds. You lose a little bit of value there, but I think your chances of hitting increase when you utilize this strategy. And look, guys, it's really hard not to like Illinois in this spot. Let's get off with the negatives right away before we dive into the positives, okay? Right off the bat, you're on the road in Indiana, nighttime game. Obviously, that home field advantage is going to be massive for Curt Cignetti and the Hoosiers. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. Tough road spot for Illinois. Beyond that, we do see the numbers for Indiana. They do look pretty strong, okay? Indiana offensively, we'll go ahead and share the screen with you guys here to show some of the offensive numbers for Indiana through the first 3 weeks of college football. 8th scoring offense in college football. I mean, all the numbers are good. 3rd rushing yards per game, 28th in the nation in passing yards per game, 8th in the nation yards per play. They don't give a lot of sacks, not a lot of QB hits. They pretty much rank in the top 30 of everything except for red zone efficiency, which ranks 73rd in the country. They also have, from a numbers perspective, a very strong defense as well. The 6th best scoring defense in college football, 2nd in first downs allowed per game. 6th best passing defense in terms of yards per allowed. As you look in the right side of the screen here, a lot of great numbers for Indiana through the first few weeks. So they are a great team. This is obviously a college football playoff team from a year ago. They're still a top 20 ranked team in the country. This is a very good Hoosiers team. And that's sort of where the praise for Indiana ends. And I can start kind of with my criticism towards them before I start talking a little bit about why I love Illinois so much in this spot. For Indiana, all these numbers are great, but take them with a grain of salt, because their strength of schedule has been abysmal. Okay, now over here, I'm not sure why Outlier does this, but they say that Indiana's strength schedule is higher than Illinois. I don't know how you put that when you look at the schedule, who Indiana's played so far this year. Yes, the numbers are great. Yes, they've destroyed every team they've played. Indiana State, Kennesaw State, and Old Dominion, not exactly the murderer's row of schedules. So Indiana, they really haven't been battle tested this year. It's a big downside. Like, these numbers are all great and all, but you have to take all of them with a grain of salt because they're playing all these lower edge schools. So, I mean, Illinois is not the most battle tested either, to be fair, but at least they have played Duke, who, although they're not ranked, they are on the higher end of the non-ranked FBS programs. Like, Duke's supposed to be a good team this year. They haven't exactly put up the standard, but at least they have the Duke win in their pocket, which I think is way more impressive than any win that Indiana has. So I kind of gave you the positives for Indiana, but then immediately kind of poked a hole into those positives. Talking about Illinois now in this spot, I just think they're a very good team that's not getting the respect they deserve. They're the number 9 ranked school in the country. Again, not the most proven team either, but this team looks really, really good. Luke Altmaier has been incredible so far this year. He's been incredibly efficient. No interceptions, 8 touchdowns, completing over 70% of his passes. Illinois as a team has just been wildly impressive. And unlike Indiana, this is a spot where Illinois has proven they can come ahead and at the very least cover the spread. Last year, Illinois played 6 ranked games on their schedule. They were 5-1 against the spread in those 6 games. Looking at Indiana last year, they played 3 ranked games. That includes the playoff game versus Notre Dame. They were 0-3 against the spread. So Indiana did not prove last year. They did prove, I guess you could say. They struggle in those big-time spots. Yes, Curt Cignetti, they win a lot of games. They take care of business against the teams they're supposed to take care of business. Getting a little tripped up my words there. Indiana takes care of business against the teams they're supposed to take care of business against. But when it comes to those big-time games, at least in the last year or two, Curt Cignetti's teams have struggled a bit, whereas Brett Bielema in Illinois, they don't always win them, but they keep them close and they cover the spread in most of those games. So when you look at the two teams, and we'll go back to the outlier screen to go through some numbers for Illinois here, they're honestly on a pretty even level. These teams are very similar, both solid offensively, both great defensively. Illinois, top 5 scoring defense in the nation, 14th against the run. That's a key thing here. We'll talk about that in a second. But these teams are pretty even. They're on a pretty even level, okay? Both teams are solid offensively and defensively, which is why a 7.5-point spread in favor of Indiana, although the home field advantage just plays a role, I just think Illinois is going to, even if they lose this game, they're going to keep this close. This is too good of a football team to lose by more than a touchdown to Indiana. Illinois has proven time and time again over the last year or two they can hang in these spots. They're returning 16 starters from last year. So this is a very experienced Illinois team. A lot of those guys who were part of that team last year, that went 5-1 against the spread in ranked games, they're all back. This team plays up to their competition, which obviously is huge in this spot. The other thing here to keep in mind, Indiana, their strength has been their rushing offense this year. Okay, 3rd best team, averaging over 300 yards per game. Illinois, 14th rushing defense, giving up less than 75 yards per game. That's the key here. That's how Illinois can win this game. If they can slow down the run, take away Indiana's rushing offense, force them to throw, that's where I think you're going to go ahead and have success in this game if you're Illinois. I think this game is going to be very close. I think it's going to be a field goal type of game. And again, I'm not even picking Illinois on the money line, although sprinkling a little something on Illinois money line, not a bad idea. I think Illinois is legit. I think Luke Altmaier is one of the best quarterbacks in college football so far this year. I like the look of this team a lot. I think they can cover this number. Not necessarily saying they're going to win this game or giving that as a guarantee, although again, sprinkling a little on the money line, not a bad idea here. 7.5 points in a game that I think is going to be a field goal type of game. It's too close. It's too close of a game. 7.5 is way too many points. I think Illinois definitely covers this mark. And looking even last year, they covered this line of plus 7.5 at a 77% hit rate last season. And you look at some of the games there. I mean, they didn't cover the spread versus Oregon. That was a tough one, but they covered versus Michigan. They covered versus Penn State. They covered versus Nebraska. They covered versus South Carolina. Again, these were teams that were ranked at these points in the season. Okay, they played very well last year. Very, very well. And that has carried over into this season as well. Looking at the numbers for 2025, again, they are 100% against the spread. They're 3-0 against the spread so far this year. Indiana, they got, a push, a win, and they didn't cover week 1 versus Old Dominion. Also, we have the insight provided by Outlier, which highlights that Illinois are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 road games. We'll go over here, show you guys that number real quick. So here's their last 5 road games. Now, one game this year, the Duke game, obviously, is the one from this year, which, again, it is a good indicator. Duke and Indiana, 2 totally different programs. Indiana definitely better than Duke, but that was a tough road test, all right? A lot of people were picking Duke to win that game. Illinois came in and crushed them on the road. That was sort of their first real test there, and they covered. So they've been really good on the road. The one miss was against Oregon, but Penn State on the road last year, they covered the spread. They didn't win the game, but they kept it within striking distance. They've been a pretty good road team. So I do like Illinois plus 7.5. I think the value is certainly there. And for my second pick in today's video, kind of piggybacking off of that, we're going with Illinois team total over 21.5 points, which I'm grabbing for minus 128 over on FanDuel. Again, 3-0 so far this year. They're averaging 45 points per game. Now, obviously, Indiana, the toughest defense they played so far this year by far. But if we're being honest, in order to win this game, Indiana's offense is good enough where they're going to score some points. So if Illinois is going to win this game, or at least keep the game close, they're going to have to score over 20. 21.5, I think is a pretty good spot here. I actually do like Illinois to maybe win the game. So honestly, I'm not going to put on my card. But I'm telling you guys, if you have a little bit, maybe sprinkle a half a unit on the money line. I really think it's going to be a worthy play because I could see Illinois playing upset here, which it's crazy it's upset when they're number 9 versus number 19. But I think Illinois is being discredited by a lot of people. I think they're going to have a really, really strong game here. I expect Luke Altmaier to make those plays. He's been very smart this year. He's been very efficient. Illinois does not turn the football over. They've been incredible in the turnover battle. Okay, they don't turn the football over. Luke Altmaier, 0 interceptions so far this year. He's very clean with the football, makes very smart decisions. I think there's a lane there for them to go ahead and score some points. And then Indiana, their run defense is not great, tied 54th in the nation. Now, to be fair, Illinois' rushing offense has not been consistent. But if they can figure out something in the ground game there, mixed with Luke Altmaier making some plays in the passing game, Illinois should be able to score some points here against Indiana. Not a high-scoring game, but they should go ahead and cash this team total over of 21.5 points. Now, real quick, guys, I have one more play in today's video, but I want to talk to you guys about the sponsor of today's video, Chalkboard. Chalkboard, it's an incredible sports betting tool, sports betting service, I should say. If you like player props and you haven't given Chalkboard a go yet, you are absolutely missing out. Right now, they have an incredible sign-up offer for new users. If you sign up today, they'll give you a free $20, no deposit necessary. That is a deal. You need to make sure to go ahead and use code GUYBOSTON to trigger that bonus, though. So make sure to go ahead and do that. Head over the link down below in the description and or the pinned comment. It'll be in both locations. Download the Chalkboard app, sign up with code GUYBOSTON, and claim your free $20 today. Again, the link is going to be down below in the description or in the pinned comment. Use that code GUYBOSTON, claim your free $20, no deposit necessary. Do that today, guys. Thank you to Chalkboard for sponsoring today's video and a lot of our videos here at Guy Boston Sports. All right, guys, and our third and final pick in today's video, we got a little player prop action here. We're going with Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback for Indiana, under 250.5 passing yards. I'm grabbing that from -115 over on BetMGM. Now, so far this year, he's cashed that under in 2 of 3 games. That's a 67% hit rate, averaging 236 passing yards per game this year. Now, one of the misses versus Kennesaw State, he barely missed this total. But then versus Indiana State, despite them scoring 73 points, he only had 270 passing yards in that game. Now, I say only 270, like it's not an impressive number. It is, but I don't think that he is necessarily going to be throwing for a lot of yards in this game. Looking at Illinois' defense, they have a very strong defense in general. Now, the passing defense, it's 56th in the nation, not terrible. But I think Indiana really is going to try to focus on the ground game. And even if he does go ahead and try to go through the air, I just don't think he's going to have the best of time here in this spot. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a gritty game. It's going to be a lot of running, a lot of clock management. I just don't see this being a game where Indiana wins through the air. Now, I know that's the weaker point of Illinois' defense, so it makes sense that Fernando Mendoza in this Indiana passing offense would attack that. But I do have some questions with Mendoza, some of the decision-making he makes. He's had a great year, no doubt about it. He's been a great transfer coming over from Cal to Indiana. But there are some question marks with decision-making. And in a big spot like this, ranked-on-ranked matchup, I could see maybe Mendoza making a few extra mistakes, which could take away from that passing yard total. Again, I think he can get close to it. He's going to be close to the line. I just think the under is the right play in this spot. Illinois' defense should make things difficult, especially with their pass rush as well. They should put some pressure on Fernando Mendoza, despite the fact that Indiana does have a very good offensive line. It's going to be a sweat, but I do think the under is the right play in this spot. I think if Indiana does move the football, it's going to be more on the ground game, less through the air. All right, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. One more time, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and drop a comment down below. We'll be back next week with some more Clash of the Titans videos. Until then, guys, I hope you're all winners. Enjoy your college football Saturday. A lot of great games. Make sure to check out all the content here on the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and one more time, drop the comment down below. Until next time, guys, I hope you're all winners. Let's go ahead and make some money.